Welcome back to DriveDriftX, the channel where horsepower meets heritage, where legends are reborn, and where you get the most unfiltered reviews on the hottest cars hitting the streets. If you're new here, buckle up, because today we're not just talking about a car, we're talking about an American icon roaring back to life. Before we dive in, hit that like button, share this with your fellow car fanatics, and subscribe to DriveDriftX so you never miss another adrenaline-fueled breakdown. Now let's get into it. The 2026 Chevrolet Impala SS 427. When Chevy announced they were reviving the Impala SS badge, car culture went wild. But when the 427 name got attached to it, jaws dropped. That number isn't just a badge, it's a legacy. A callback to the golden age of American muscle when big block V8s ruled the streets and every stoplight felt like a starting line. And Chevy didn't just slap a nameplate on a car. They built something worthy of the legend. Pop the hood and you'll find the soul of this beast. A naturally aspirated 7.0-liter V8 engine, roaring with 650 horsepower and over 600 pound-feet of torque. No turbos, no gimmicks, just raw displacement and old-school muscle, tuned for the modern era. This engine revs high, pulls hard, and delivers the kind of soundtrack that'll send chills down your spine. Fire it up, and it's not just starting a car, you're awakening a monster. Chevy tuned the exhaust so it's unapologetically loud, and with the customizable exhaust modes, you can switch between a subtle rumble for the neighborhood or a full-on drag strip scream that echoes for blocks. And let's talk about performance. 0 to 60, just under 3.5 seconds. Quarter mile, low 11s, maybe even dipping into the 10s with the right tires and driver. Top speed, north of 190 miles per hour. This isn't just fast, it's a missile with a license plate. And yet, thanks to Chevy's advanced adaptive suspension, you can drive it daily without feeling like you're wrestling a wild animal. Put it in comfort mode, and suddenly this beast calms down, soaking up bumps and cruising like a luxury sedan. Switch to track mode, and it sharpens into a scalpel, ready to carve corners and light up straights. Now, muscle cars have often been criticized for being one-dimensional, great in a straight line, clumsy in the corners. But the 2026 Impala SS 427 changes that conversation. Chevy gave it magnetic ride control, a lowered stance, and sticky performance tires that grip like claws. Throw it into a corner, and it stays planted, confident, and agile in ways that would make classic muscle cars jealous. The Brembo braking system ensures that all that speed can be reined in with authority. Massive 6-piston calipers up front, 4 pistons in the rear, and rotors big enough to stop a freight train. Step inside, and you're greeted with a cabin that respects its heritage while embracing the future. Chevy could have gone full digital, but instead, they struck a balance. You've got a fully customizable digital instrument cluster, sure, but you'll also notice retro-inspired touches like analog-inspired gauges, SS embroidery, and brushed aluminum trim that nods to the golden muscle era. The seats? Deeply bolstered, buckets with suede inserts, hugging you in tight when you're pulling lateral Gs, but comfortable enough for long highway cruises. The steering wheel is thick, leather-wrapped, and feels like a true driver's tool. The tech is exactly what you'd expect in 2026. A massive infotainment screen dominates the center stack, running Chevy's latest interface with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and full over-the-air updates. But here's the fun part: performance apps. Want to see your G-forces in real time? Done. Want to record your track runs with integrated cameras? It's built in. There's even a dyno mode that lets you measure your horsepower and torque. Output right on screen. This is the kind of car where you can geek out on numbers just as much as you can enjoy the raw thrill of driving it. And let's not ignore the design. The 2026 Impala SS 427 looks every bit the part of a modern muscle king. The stance is wide and low, the lines muscular and sculpted, and the front grille? Aggressive, bold, unmistakably American. LED headlights carve a piercing gaze, and that rear end with quad exhaust tips leaves no doubt about what just blew past you. The 20-inch forged wheels, wrapped in Michelin Pilot sport tires, give it the kind of presence that makes people turn their heads even before they hear it rumble. And then, of course, there's the badge, the SS 427 emblem shining proudly on the fenders. That's not just chrome, that's a warning. Chevy offers it in classic heritage colors, deep black, racing red, Arctic white, but also new shades, like electric blue metallic and midnight steel. And if you want to go even wilder, the optional stripes and aero package scream performance before you even hit the ignition. Now, let's talk about something important. The Impala SS 427 isn't trying to be everything to everyone. It's not an EV, it's not a hybrid, it's not a quiet, eco-friendly commuter car. It's a statement. In a world where electric cars dominate headlines and the industry is shifting towards silence and sustainability, the Impala SS 427 stands as a loud, proud middle finger to conformity. It's for the drivers who still crave the sound of a big block, the smell of burning rubber, and the feeling of raw horsepower pressing you back into your seat. It's a car for the rebels, the enthusiasts, and the dreamers. But Chevy didn't forget the future entirely. This car does feature improved fuel efficiency compared to classic big blocks, thanks to modern cylinder deactivation and engine management systems. It's not sipping gas like a Prius, but it's smart enough to shut down half its cylinders on the highway, giving you a break at the pump when you're not pushing it. Driving the 2026 Impala SS 427 feels like controlling controlled chaos. The moment you tap the throttle, it responds instantly, delivering brutal acceleration that pushes you back with every ounce of force that V8 can muster. Yet, despite all that aggression, the steering is precise, the suspension adaptive, and the chassis stiffened to give you confidence. It's not just power, it's power with finesse. The question is, where does this car sit in today's landscape? Competitors like the Dodge Charger SRT and the Ford Mustang Dark Horse are already fighting for dominance, but the Impala SS 427 brings something unique. It's bigger, meaner, and with that legendary 427 badge, it carries heritage that the others can't quite match. It's not just a car, it's a resurrection, and Chevy knows that. So, will the 2026 Chevrolet Impala SS 427 become the last great American muscle sedan? That's up to time to decide. But one thing's for sure. It's here to remind the world that Chevy still knows how to build a legend, and it's giving enthusiasts exactly what they've been craving in a world that's going quieter by the day. This has been DriveDriftX, bringing you the sound, the fury, and the future of muscle cars. What do you think about the return of the Impala